How's it going, YouTube? Sir Hammer here, and today I'm reviewing a game called Hunt Showdown, a game released in early access by Crytek back in February 2018 and has just recently fully released its 1.0 version. Hunt Showdown is a survival horror first-person shooter set in late 1800s Louisiana Bayou. You take on the role of a hunter set out to collect bounties of demon bosses and purge the bayou of the demon infestation. Your path will be filled with environmental obstacles, demons, and other players. The goal is to collect bounties from bosses, slay demons, and kill other players while still extracting alive. If you fail to extract or if you die, your character is permanently lost. This promotes stealthy, tactical gameplay in which every action taken or not taken has extreme consequences. The mix of high-risk PvP encounters, jump scares, and PvE bosses is a very unique experience among modern games which warrants a deeper look into it. Before we jump into it, I'll briefly explain the format for my reviews. I know gaming is a very subjective hobby, and what one person finds fun and entertaining about a game, others might find frustrating and not worth their time. As an avid gamer, I understand this, and that's why my reviews will primarily focus on a game's objective qualities. I will break down the game into the 4 categories I deem to be most reflective of a game's worth: structure, fun, community, and cost. I will list the pros and cons in each of these categories so that you can determine if you think this game is right for you, and then, at the end, I will succinctly tell you about my experience with the game and give it my score out of 10. So with that, let's jump into the terrifying and thrilling world of Hunt Showdown. Structure. The main mode of Hunt Showdown is called Bounty Hunt, the mode I described in the intro. The goal is to use your darksight, which looks kinda like the Shadow Realm, to locate clues that lead to a boss. There are 2 maps, and both of them have 16 towns. Each town has at least 1 clue, and each map has 1 or 2 bosses. Once you have found 3 clues for a boss, its location will be marked on your map. Each game will also have 12 players, so finding bosses and killing them are a race against other players. Once the boss is found and killed, it will have to be banished. This turns its banishing site into a game of King of the Hill. Everyone else on the entire map can see the banishing location, even if they haven't collected 3 clues for that boss yet. This means they will be coming for you. You must defend the location until the banishment is complete. Once complete, you will be rewarded with 2 bounties, but each player can only carry 1 bounty from each boss. Bounties allow you to see other players through walls and environment for 5 seconds, and if you extract with one, they reward a lot of experience. However, extracting with one will not be easy, because every player in the game can see a bounty holder's location on their map at all times. If there are 2 bosses, you have a decision to make. You can choose to extract and try to guarantee some XP, or you can now use your super powerful character that can see through walls to try and kill the other boss and collect its bounties as well, all while everyone on the entire map can see your location. Remember, if you die, your character is gone, so this is a huge decision that takes into account how many people you are playing with and what your build is. So how many people can you play with? Bounty Hunt can be played with 1, 2, or 3 players on a team. Although, at its core, Hunt is made to be played with 2 people. The developers have even implemented a system they call the Rule of 2. This means every boss drops 2 bounties, each ammo box and health pack can be interacted with by 2 players, and each dead body can only be looted twice. This means you will have the best experience if you are playing with a friend. The game will feel more balanced, and it'll just all around be a better experience. If the gods have blessed you, however, with more than 1 friend, you can play as a trio for a significant firepower advantage, but you run the risk of being more easily discoverable, and each boss will only have bounties for 2 of your team. So what if you want to play solo? Well, you have 2 options. You can choose to hop into Bounty Hunt, the game's main mode, by yourself. This means you will be at a severe disadvantage against teams with 2 or 3 players, but if you play your cards right, you can still come out on top. Some players like this option because it adds a little bit more challenge and complexity to the game, and killing a duo or a trio by yourself is really satisfying. However, if the underdog life doesn't suit you, there is another mode that Hunt offers called Quick Play. Quick Play mode functions similarly to a standard battle royale. You spawn in with one crappy weapon and you have to loot for better weapons, tools, and consumables, and only one person can come out alive. The goal is to use your dark sight to locate and collect 4 clues. These clues lead you to a wellspring, another King of the Hill mechanic. Once a player has activated the wellspring, he begins to drain the remaining time from the game clock, but he can be seen through walls by all other players that are using their dark sight. Every kill the owner of the wellspring gets reduces a large chunk of the game clock. Once the game clock has been reduced to 0, the owner of the wellspring wins the game and all other players on the map die. The winner gets to keep his character, including everything equipped to him, which can now be used in Bounty Hunt. This is a great way to get free characters because your characters and weapons have to be purchased with Hunt dollars, the game's main currency. And in Quick Play, you can find weapons higher than your bloodline level allows. So what's a bloodline level? Your bloodline is your main level that tracks your account's progression and does not reset on death. Bloodline ranks reward new tools, consumables, and weapon types that can be purchased from the store, as well as perks that can be equipped to your characters if they survive a round of Bounty Hunt or Quick Play. The max bloodline level is 100, and if you reach that level, you have the option to Prestige, which resets your guns, money, characters, and bloodline level. Prestiging does offer rewards, but pretty much only a new emblem and legendary skin. This prestige system is very similar to Call of Duty's prestige system, so think about it like that. Fun. So now that you know the general layout of the game, how does it feel? Well, for one, it's absolutely terrifying. You are in a creepy bayou with tons of zombies and demons walking around. Everything is moaning and crying around you. There are mutilated horse chunks lying around and faceless bodies on the ground that will suddenly stand up and try to kill you. One of the bosses is a demon spider 3 times your size that has a face in its mouth, for Christ's sake. Jump scares are plentiful due to long periods of silence followed by sudden, loud attacks from an unseen monster or player. Hunt is absolutely thrilling and will definitely get your heart racing. If you like that kind of thing, Hunt is a must-buy for you. If you are easily startled, though, you should probably go play something like Unravel 2. So how's the gunplay? Well, Hunt is based in the late 1800s, so the firearms are mostly bolt-action rifles, single and double-action revolvers, lever-action rifles, and shotguns. There are some unique weapons that don't exactly land in any of these categories, like the crossbow and the Dolch 96 semi-automatic pistol, but they are few and far between. Due to most of these weapons having a low fire rate, accuracy is key. Headshots are a one-shot kill with all weapons, with the exception of small-caliber silenced weapons at range. Bullets cause a lot of damage, and health is very hard to come by in Hunt Showdown, so getting shot has a very IRL feel to it. You have to be careful about when, by who, by what, and from where you get shot. There are also environmental factors like perched crows or skittish horses that can easily alert an enemy to your location if triggered. This means the game plays slow and stealthy, like Ghost Recon Wildlands, until you engage with the enemy and you're thrown into a match of COD or some other low time to kill shooter. In a permadeath game, this can be very frustrating. It sucks to spend 10 minutes stalking another team to have your teammate set off some crows, alerting the enemy to your presence, allowing them to promptly headshot your high-level character that just survived 6 matches. Your enjoyment of this game will directly correlate to 1, how good your shot is, and 2, how patient you are. If you like fast-paced games with 7 enemy encounters in under a minute, you will not like this game. If you like the chase, stalking your opponent, waiting for the appropriate time to strike, and then pouncing with gusto, this is absolutely the game for you. Also consider the weapon type when thinking about buying this game. It's all slow fire rate weapons, bolt action rifles, and such. So if you want a fully automatic P90 with extended magazine, rethink this purchase. One really good thing about the firearms in this game is that the devs have tried to make them as historically accurate as possible. You will only find weapons that existed during that time period, and they will function as they actually would have functioned. No instantly reloading partial mags, and many bolt-action rifles will lose the chambered round on partial reloads. You will see a lot of weapons familiar to you. Caldwell pistol variants, Winchesters, the Mosin Nagant, and even a LeMat. The weapons in general feel and look great, so despite the slower paced combat, the gunplay is phenomenal. So you might be wondering, how pesky is that permadeath mechanic anyway? Well, it sounds a lot worse than it really is. Sure, you have to buy a new character every time you die, but there's always one free character available, as well as one expensive, well-stocked character, so you'll never be caught without a character to play. Also, the perks you get from leveling up your character are quality of life perks, and none of them are overpowered, so you never really are at a severe disadvantage for having a level 1 character. Think of it as a battle royale that rewards winning rather than a shooter that punishes death. Overall, this game has a very thrilling and unique feel to it. If you enjoy long mind games, thrill of the hunt fights, your aim is decent, and your heart can take it, you will find Hunt Showdown an absolute hoot of a time. Community. Hunt Showdown is a very cooperative game, so it is imperative to find a team that you can play with and have a good time. The Hunt Showdown Discord, which I will leave an invite link to down in the description, is the best place to go and find a team. Everyone there is very supportive and noob friendly. There are casuals looking to have a good time, and there are also competitive players with KD requirements that get together and just steamroll servers. If role-playing is more your thing, there are people that commit to role-playing for entire matches, including screaming at other players in accents or attempting to bargain for bounties with the enemy players. The devs are also fairly active on this Discord, so if you have any questions, bug reports, or just want to check in for Hunt-related news, this is the place to be. You could also check out the Hunt Showdown subreddit, which I will also leave a link to in the description. It's the best place to go for general discussion or checking out gameplay clips or memes. Cost. Hunt Showdown is a departure from the industry standard in that the game will only cost you $40. The game is definitely worth $40, and they could have even charged $60 and it would still be worth it. The game does contain microtransactions, but they are not of the pay-to-win variety, and you know exactly what you are buying. You can buy legendary skins for your guns or legendary characters that will cost you anywhere from $3 to $8 a piece. You do not feel obligated to purchase these skins as they have no effect on gameplay, and the currency used to purchase them can be earned simply by playing the game. Not to mention, you can also choose a random legendary skin as one of your prestige rewards. These are definitely the right kind of microtransactions and the kind that I want to see in games in the future. I realize that games cost more to make now than they used to, so developers need to find a way to recoup that cost, but there is a right way and a wrong way to do it. This is the right way. Rewards are not random, they do not affect gameplay, and they are appropriately priced, and they can be earned in-game without real-world currency. So overall, how do I feel about this game? My scores out of 10 are as follows. For structure, this game gets a 7. I love the idea behind the game. It's unique, and in an industry currently dominated by battle royales, unique is not just welcomed, but necessary. However, there are some things that I would like to change. First, I would balance the game better for different group sizes. The game is currently made to be played with 2 people, but not all of us have friends, and not all of us have just one friend. I would also like to see some different game modes, like a horde mode or even a campaign in the future. Overall, great idea, but needs some work, solid 7. For fun, I also give a 7. The game plays great. Thrilling horror environment, good gunplay, good lore, historical accuracy, an overall unique experience. Where I would say this unique experience fades, however, is with the current weapon balance of the game. In a low TTK environment where headshots are a one-shot kill and even body shots are a two-shot kill with most guns, base damage begins to matter way less than fire rate. High fire rate weapons dominate the current meta, and it really sucks to hit someone in the neck with a high caliber sniper rifle just to have them turn a 180 in under a millisecond and headshot you with a small caliber pistol. That's just about the least fun thing ever. Crytek definitely needs to tweak some of the damage values to make body shots less fatal for small caliber weapons and increase sway on all weapons to make headshots much harder to hit. The community score for this game is a solid 9. The community is very helpful and noob friendly, as well as cooperative. The devs interact with the community rather frequently and update the game all the time. Overall, good community, great management, solid 9. At $40 to purchase the whole game with no paid DLC and no necessary microtransactions, this game comes in at a cost score of 9. It's less than the market standard for a full game, and the microtransactions are the type of monetization that the gaming community should be supporting. Based on the value of this game, $40 is an absolute steal. 9 out of 10. Welp, average 2 7s, 2 9s, and you get an overall rating of 8 out of 10 for Hunt Showdown. This game is an absolute steal for $40 and a very unique game in the current market. We are also still in the dry season of gaming with no big releases for a month or so if you feel like this is the kind of game that you'd like to play, go show Crytek some love and give this game a try. I hope this review was helpful, and if it was, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. This is Sir Hammer. See you next time.